Hello, special one. How are you doing today and how did you sleep? Welcome to Thursday's weekly teachings on Before the Day Gets Busy. Okay, before we start, I would want you to check out our videos on the Mind series. We posted videos, some short actually, on knowing the mind of Christ, living the mind of Christ, developing the mind and the mind transformation. I want you to check them out. You will really learn a lot from those videos. The link to those videos are in the description below. So let's get into today's teaching. I would want us to talk about obeying the voice of God. Obeying the voice of God, yeah. So what is God saying to you? What has God said to you previously? What did God say to you yesterday? What did God say to you last night? What did God say to you? And what is God saying to you now as you're listening to me right now? So our scriptural strength is from Deuteronomy 28 verse 1 to 2. Let's quickly read that. It says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of thy God." You know, for every blessing, there's always an instruction given to us that we must obey. For everything you're praying to us, just always expect that God is going to give you an instruction to carry out, to get through what you're praying towards. Either you're praying against something, or you're praying to get something, there's always an instruction to that. And God is telling us this morning that if you can obey, if you can diligently obey, you can diligently hearken unto me, that I'm going to set you on high. So there's always a blessing attached to obeying the voice of the Lord. So, in whatever we are facing, in whatever thing we are going through, God is telling us something, and is tied to we obeying his voice. It's tied to we obeying his voice, heeding to his commandments, to instructions. We can't disregard what he's telling us and expect to get his blessings. It's not possible. We can't disregard or disobey or the instructions he gives to us and expect to get a certain result for something we are praying towards. We must always be sensitive to know what he's saying to us and to always adhere to what he's saying to us. There's sometimes that we might be praying to God for something and God is telling us as we are praying, instruction is coming, do this, do that, do this. And as we are praying, we hear this voice. We tend to increase our worship songs or the intensity of the prayer, so that just to silence the voice that is giving us an instruction, maybe because we feel that that the instruction is too big. Is it me that God is telling me to do this? Is it me that is this? No. It can't be God speaking. Beloved, it's God that is telling you to do something, and you have to go back to that. When we are increasing the worship songs or the intensity of the prayer, the voice stops, but at some point it continues again. The voice continues again. Just start thinking on how to do this thing, because it's beyond us. Maybe it's too big, and you'll be like, is it me that God is saying to do this thing? It's too big. But at some point we'll just have to obey, because that is what God is telling us to do. So at every season, at every point of our life, we need to obey God's instructions. We need to know what God is saying and obey what God is saying. And the Bible tells us that it's going to set us on high. So the requirement for you being on high, for you staying on high, is obeying the voice of God, obeying what God told you, what God told you as you slept, what God told you through his word, what God told you as you prayed, what God told you through your man of God. It's by obeying what God has told you personally that you can get the set result you want. If you're praying towards something, just expect that, like I said, just expect that you're going to get an instruction. If you're asking God for something, expect that God is going to tell you, do this or do that. So as you're praying, always expect God to speak. Don't be one who just prays and you will not listen to hear what God is saying. Be one who prays and you wait for God to give you a solution, or for God to give you an instruction. So today I'm asking again, what is God telling you? Beloved, what has God said to you and you neglected? You feel that, no, this thing is too big, I can't do this, I can't do that. Because I'm trying to encourage this one that you should go back to those instructions. You have to check and say, okay, God, I disobeyed you on this. Please, what are you telling me to do now? You have to go back and actually obey and actually hearken to what God has told you. For, like I said, for every blessing there's an instruction. The Bible even says that if we are willing and obedient, we are going to eat the good of the land. For you to have plenty to eat, for you to live in prosperity. He said, if you are willing, there's always an if. There will always be an if. If you are willing and obedient, you see, if comes as an instruction, and now obedience comes as a commandment. If you are willing and obedient, you're going to eat the good of the land. So there are blessings attached to obeying the voice of God. You can't even as in, there are blessings attached to obeying the voice of God. Even in verse 3 said that blessed shall that be in the city, and blessed shall that be in the field. Blessed shall that be the fruits of their body, and the fruits of the ground, and the fruit of the cattle, and the increase of their cane, and the flocks of their sheep. Blessed shall that be their basket and their store. It talks about as you go out, as you come in, you are blessed. In the work you do, the works of your hands is blessed. Your family is blessed. You're blessed in your health. Littered all over the scriptures are instructions, are blessings first of all. And as you see those blessings, instruction is coming, or you see instruction and blessing is attached to it, or you see blessings and instruction thereafter. So there's always something you have to do to get your blessings. So I want you to go back and I want you to think, as I'm talking, just think and start to remember those things that God has told you to do and you've not done them. Start thinking and start making amends to do those things that God has asked you to do and you've neglected, maybe because. And now another issue now will be trying to hear what God is saying. At the point in our life, we have to know what God is saying to us, and it will be difficult. Like, how will you enjoy these blessings when you don't hear the voice of God, or when you can't discern that God is speaking to you, when you don't know when God is telling you to do something? As this is another part you would have to really look into hearing the voice of God, to really know how to discern God is the one telling you to do this. And if you're that kind of person that finds it very difficult to know what God is telling you to do, I would like you to drop a comment below and tell me to talk about these things. I will have to talk about them. Or if you're one, Babas that knows what God is saying, that can hear the voice of God, but will not be like, okay, God is telling them to do A, B, or C. Okay, I can do A, I'll do A. I can do B, but you see C, I'm not doing C. Like, you choose the one you want to do. No, that's wrong. Whatever God has told you to do, A, B, C, D, E, F, do, ensure you do all of them, because there are blessings attached to do all of them. If you don't obey the voice of God, you'll be stuck. Yes, you'll be stuck. And as a believer, we don't pray to be stagnant. We pray to be a productive believer, one who is fruitful. No one wants to get stuck. So by obeying the voice of God, you see, you'll be fruitful. Often that's what Deuteronomy says in verse 3 to 5 and even downwards. You'll be fruitful, you'll be productive, you'll be, as in, like, men will want to associate with you because you're not a failure, or because there are things you've done that they are not seeing, but you know what you did to get to that stage of your life. That is obeying the voice of God. That is obeying the voice of God. So I don't want to take much of the time today. I know that you've learned a lot already. I want you to share that in the description, in the comments below. Say what you've learned, and also if you're one who at some point in your life you had to obey the voice of God, and just tell us how obeying God's voice move you to the place where you are, as in where you were before and you've moved to the place where you are, as in like the impact, the result you got from obeying the voice of God. And also, if you're that kind of person who has always neglected obeying the voice, you could also share that I'm a victim to this, but also ensure that you say, from today onwards, I'm going to always obey the voice of God. So go back and check, and always try to obey what God is telling you to do per minute, per second, per minute, per hour, per day, per week, per month. Always try to obey the voice of God. Thank you so much for joining us today. And before we go, I would like to declare the blessings over your life. So Deuteronomy 28 has a lot of blessings, and I declare over your life that as you obey the voice of God, as you listen to his voice, all the blessings attached to obeying the voice of God comes upon you. You're blessed as you go out, as you come in, you're blessed in the work that you do, you're blessed, your family is blessed. Thank you so much. I want you to share this video, like this video so that more persons can get it. Share it to your family, your friends, your loved ones. See you next time. See you on Thursday. Sorry, see you on Tuesday. We do this Tuesday and Thursday. So see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time. Bye.